Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. Today is Vlogmas day 10 and this is going to be a book tag, Carol the Bells book tag, and it's going to be the prophecies of the Messiah's lineage in our Advent devotional. Y'all, so when you're watching this, I'm filming this actually on the same day again, so look at me go. Okay, so I'm filmed day 10's content and we are doing day 10's devotional on the same day. We love to see it. So today we are reading, if you haven't, this is your first video you stumbled upon for my Vlogmas content, the way this is set up, I have a whole playlist down below the videos thus far for you to check out for this year and last year's. And the way this is set up is you'll see me do this Advent devotional, then we'll go and do the Advent openings of calendars with me and Blake, and then we'll go into the actual book tag for this video. So timestamps are below. If you want to flip around, hey, I'm fine with that. Go ahead. So this book is Star of Wonder by Angela Hunt. It's an Advent devotional that we're reading through each day. And today is day 10, and the word is about the prophecies of the Messiah's lineage. And so in this one, it says, you might expect God's Messiah to come from a long line of Jewish holy men. Surely God would reward the faithful and keep the Messiah's bloodline pure, right? The lineage of Jesus Christ can be found in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. Matthew, who wrote primarily to Jews, included an abbreviated record that traced Jesus' family from Abraham to Joseph, Jesus' legal father. Luke traced Jesus' ancestors from Adam to Mary, mother of the Messiah. In Mary's account, we find 4 surprising references to the Gentile women: Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, and Bathsheba. Rahab and Tamar were Canaanites, and Ruth was a Moabite. Since Bathsheba was the wife of a Hittite, she was likely Hittite as well. In each case, wrote John Hutchinson, a Gentile showed extraordinary faith in contrast to Jews who were greatly, I don't know where that come from, who were greatly lacking in their faith. The faith of Tamar versus that of Judah, of Rahab versus that of the wilderness generation, and of Ruth versus that of the Israelites in the time of the judges were displayed at crucial times. Mention of the wife of Uriah rather than her name was probably meant to focus attention on Uriah and his faith in contrast to that of David, Israel's king. Through all of this, God remained faithful in preserving the messianic line through godly Gentiles. Women were not usually mentioned in Jewish genealogies, and Matthew omitted renowned women like Sarah and Rachel. So why did he include the name of the 4 Gentiles? First, he may have wanted to highlight the difference between their lives before and after faith in the God of Israel. Second, he wanted to celebrate the inclusion of Gentiles into God's plan of salvation. Third, since all the women had unusual marital situations or scandals in the past, Matthew may have wanted to neutralize the first century rumor about Jesus being an illegitimate child. Finally, Matthew wanted to stress that Jesus did not descend from the priestly tribe of Levi, but from the royal house of David. He had a legitimate claim to the title King of the Jews. And so the next couple pages go through Adam and Eve and, Isaac, Jacob, Judah, Tamar, all of their stories, and the children of Israel and Jericho with Joshua and Rahab and her story, and about Ruth and Boaz, all of their stories, and David, and the Bathsheba, what happened there. So I'm not going to read through all of those over the 2 pages, but I wanted to mention, that's what they're talking about, all of those stories in the Bible. And then we go to the actual devotional for the day, and that says, by studying the human lineage of the Messiah, we see that God can and will use anyone willing to obey him. None of the men and women in Jesus' family tree were perfect, and some committed grievous sins. But they all believed God, repented, and made a commitment to obey him. God is not finished working through imperfect people. He can and will work through us, even with our faults and weaknesses. How? The Bible tells us that if we want to find favor and a good name in the eyes of God and man, we should trust in God with all our hearts, lean not on our own understanding, We should use our own understanding, but we should not lean on it. And acknowledge God in all of our ways. If we are faithful to do these things, then He will make our path straight. Proverbs 3:4-6. Who knows? Perhaps one day our grandchildren will be talking of what God did through us. What a blessing that would be. Father, we are far from perfect, but if you can use men and women who are battle-scarred and contrite, then we are yours to use. Show us what you would have us do and remind us not to strive for man's perfection, especially at this time of year. If we can impart a smile, a contribution, or a kindness, whisper in your ears and nudge us in the right direction, our experience of Christmas doesn't have to be picture perfect as long as it's about you. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes. Amen. I love that because so many times we feel like we have to do it all. We have to be perfect. We got to check off our list. We got to read the Bible because it's part of our list to do and all these things. And we forget sometimes about that intimate relationship with the Lord. And a lot of times we feel like, are we good enough to really have an intimate relationship with Him? You know, does He truly love me as much as He says, His Word says, and as much as others say? And when you really resonate and you sit and you just think and you just be held by Jesus in those moments. They talked about that in one of our women's conferences that I went to. You know, Lisa Harper said, when was the last time you were held by Jesus? He will call you daughter. He has made you whole. And they talked about the woman with the issue of blood and just how she wanted to touch a garment, just a piece of His garment, a thread, a tassel, and how just doing that, her faith had made her whole, and He called her daughter. And that's so important to remember. We talked about that with Joy of Christ's Presence that we recently read as well in one of the chapters. And that has stuck with me. And no matter what we've done, I'm sure that the woman with the issue of blood felt unclean, and she was unclean by other standards, and she wasn't what other people would consider holy. And He stopped to turn around and talk to her. He was on a big mission. He turned around and stopped to say, who was that? Who did this? And He took the time with her. The Lord truly cares about us, ladies. The stories of Ruth and and Rahab in the Bible are some of the most profound stories of women in the Bible. I just want to encourage you in that today and what they had went through, but they had this great faith in God, and just remember that in all of the things, no matter your past or your sin or your shame, the Lord has made you whole. Let Him hold you. I just want to say that because I need to remember that myself, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but I really need to remember that myself. And this devotional just reminded me of all those things of, nobody was perfect in His lineage, and the Lord chose those people, and they believed in God, and they repented, and they made that commitment to Him. And God's not finished working through imperfect people, just like this says. And let this be a reminder to come to Him, seek His Word, pray to Him, and He will listen to you. He will be there for you. And so I hope this blessed you today. Thank you so much for being here for the devotional. Tomorrow is day 11, and we will be talking about the prophecies of timing. So I can't wait for that. I hope that you all are doing well. Let's get on to the Advent calendar openings. So today is day 10. We are here. We're here. We're just knocking these out tonight. Okay, so y'all know y'all seen us in the same clothes for several days. We're just knocking some of these out.
We never change our clothes, never take a shower. You know how it is. It's been rough around here.
I'm just saying the time to film is limited, so reasons. But this is Filch's cat again on the outside of
if you didn't see yesterday, this is what we got yesterday, number 9. So what's in this one? Something to go with the cat?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So, yeah, I'm opening up a Harry Potter one, and he is doing the Pokemon one. In case this is your first video watching it, but most of y'all probably been here. All right. Oh, it's like Post-it notes.
Oh, okay. It's something
with the Phoenix.
Oh.
I like that.
Let me see that.
I do like that. I'll use that.
Okay, that's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah, this is actually
the
neat.
hubs may steal them from me.
Yeah, this is actually neat. It's got the little fiends. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love little knickknacks like this.
Yeah,
anyways.
that's pretty slick. All right.
So now number 10. So guys, I was telling Amanda yesterday, this one has the smallest slit. I'm wondering if it's like a keychain. If you saw earlier in the video, I got like a really cool Pikachu and I think Glaceon. Was a Pokemon keychain I got. So let's see what's in this guy here.
All right.
And looks like a coin, but
bro,
fell all the way down.
How are you gonna get that out of there?
I don't even know.
You might just have to cut through the box.
Hold on a minute.
All right, so
we finally got it out. So I'm not really sure who this is. Amanda's dying, but I mean, who is this? I don't know which Pokemon this is. I'm sorry, I don't know who this is. Hold on a minute. Who is this?
It's a fish, but
is that what that is? Tell me, is that a fish? There's no way. Is that? Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. No. I think it's this guy. Is it this guy? Okay, I'll look on the box. It'll give us a clue. Is it this guy on the box? I mean, I'm telling you, I don't know who this is. It's not a fish.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I held it wrong. Here it is. Here's the Pokemon. It faces this way. Okay, I have it right now. I had it upside down. I'm pretty sure it's this guy right here on the back. We go to the back. Yeah, it's this little guy right here. Anyway. Anyways, that's cute. I'm not really sure this Pokemon either, but it's another coin. If you collect, anyways.
Okay.
All right.
That was day 10.
That's day number 10.
All right, y'all. That was a little bit longer than it should have been. We'll see y'all tomorrow for day 11.
Peace. That was funny. It looked like a fish, but that's actually like a porcupine. I'm not sure.
Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. Actually, why am I saying that? Because you've already seen the introduction. Okay. Hey y'all. Okay, so we're gonna do the Carol of the Books book tag. Okay, and this is something that my friend Holly over at Lovely Day with Holly created. This awesome tag. She created this awesome tag. Am I even making sense? That wasn't even a sentence. Okay, so first of all, it's 11 o'clock at night, and I do not do very good with this, but we're here. So my friend, let me rephrase the whole thing. I really need to refilm that, but we're not going to. So, I hope that you've been enjoying these Vlogmas videos, all the good things, and today we're going to do a book tag. And it's the Carol of the Books book tag. Okay, I'm struggling. But my friend Holly from Lovely Day with Holly created this original tag. I will leave her video down below. I am so excited. I'm pumped about this. Today, the day I'm filming this is actually the first day of Vlogmas, and my first video came out, and you all have been so supportive. I'm just so thankful that you all like the format, okay? So, yeah, by now you're seeing this, and it's like, what, day 10? But we're here. So, yeah, I really love this tag. The prompts, so good. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first prompt is, it came upon a midnight clear, nighttime scene on the cover. Okay, I'm gonna have to dig because I've done piled all these books up here, y'all. And the answers for the last questions are on top. And that's not good. So, here we go. I found two of these books that were pretty is that the same girl or what? Sorry. I was like, they kind of look the same. Do they not? They look very similar. Anyway, they're not the same. But anyway, so Melanie Dickerson, A Spy's Devotion. This is book 1 in her Regency Spies of London series, and on the front has her, you know, just in a white dress and the nighttime sky in the back with the castle looking. Is that castle? No, a house. Whatever. Weird. I've not read this book. It's definitely on my Melanie Dickerson TBR because I've got a lot of her books I want to read. Then we've got Crosshairs by Patricia Bradley. This is book 3 in the Nauseous Trace Park Ranger series, and
what am I saying?
this is a kind of nighttime scene forest in the back. Okay. if this has gonna go. Next question. I'm supposed to be filming my most anticipated releases tonight too, and that's gonna be bad. Maybe I need to wait. Question number 2 is, oh, little town of Bethlehem, set in a small town. So I haven't talked about this book in just a little bit, but Becky Wade, every time I don't do it, somebody's like, I was waiting on it. So there you go. But Memory Lane by Becky Wade, book 2 comes out in February, yes. I gave this 4 stars, really enjoyed it. And it has this little small town, I want to say it's off the coast of Maine. Yep. Remy lives in like a little cottage off the coast of Maine. It's like a little remote island, little small town, all the things, very remote. And yeah, really enjoyed this. Good Christian contemporary romance. Very light faith element, but a good clean romance. Question number 3, Joy to the World. Global setting. So that could have been like, I think she said like it could be, you know, they're traveling around the world, or I can't remember the other part. I'm pretty sure it's something about traveling around the world. I don't know. There was something else she said. Her video below. Sorry, my brain is like in outer space right now. I'm really trying, you guys. But anyway, Jules Verne, Around the World in 80 Days. Love this cover. What am I saying? I read this year. This is like how it is for me to film. I read this year and I really enjoyed it. I can't remember if I got 4 stars. I think I got 4 stars. So yeah, there were some parts that dragged, but it was really good. So yeah, that he's traveling all around the world basically in 80 days. So many different countries. It was a good time. So yeah, moving on. And question number 4 is Silent Night, a book that has like an element of silence in the story. So like hers, she picked one that had like a character who had to pretend to be mute in the story, and it took me a minute. I messaged her, I was like, girl, I'm having a hard time with this. But I said, I love like the prompts here because they really make you think outside the box of your bookshelf, right? And I try anymore. There are some repeats of series and stuff I talk about quite a bit on here, but I try to like look at what I have on my shelf versus like books I don't own, so that I can like physically grab them easy, and it makes you really think about the books on your shelf and ones I haven't talked about a lot, right? And one I haven't talked about in just a little bit, because I did talk about this at some point, but The Long Way Home by Lynn Austen. This was one, I can't remember when it came out, a couple years ago maybe, and I really enjoyed it. It's a just general historical fiction, dual timeline, but we have a war veteran here who has PTSD, very severe, and he's going through a lot of traumatic experiences in the hospital. You know, like all the different types of treatments they did there on them to try to pull them, quote, out of their PTSD, and it wasn't even working. All these just horrible treatments that they went through. And there's a lot of moments of just silence for him, and he's just, you know, just staring off into space a lot of the times because of the treatments that he was going through. It was very hard. And this main girl in this, Peggy, is trying to bring Jimmy, the main guy, out of this. There's not a romance there, but they are friends, and she's just the best friend. Like, I keep forgetting about her. She really is a good friend character, and so I really like this story. Like I said, this is dual timeline. We have this character of Gisela that was like 7 years earlier, and her family had fled Germany aboard this passenger ship. So there was all that, her storyline, and I think Gisela and Jimmy had kind of had some history there, but this was really a true just historical fiction story that I really enjoyed. So I wanted to mention it because it's been a little bit, sometimes I think I forget about it, but I had read this through NetGalley when it first came out, and then I found a physical copy for like $4. So yeah, I was super excited to pick it up. It's a great quality, and I think that if you like historical fiction, this is a good one, but it does have some like heavier topics of that PTSD from a war veteran and what he went through during that time. So question number 5 is, I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. A book that has like a married couple as like the main characters. And Holly was asking like, hey, do you have any books that like primarily most of the story they're married, because it's hard to find that sometimes. And like for me, I had a couple series that had some characters that got married pretty quick, and then for the rest of the story it was more so like either a mystery or suspense element, all of that stuff, historical element, whatnot. So the first thing I want to mention is the what is this called? What series is this? Wyoming Sunrise series, okay? Don't they just look beautiful, first of all? Love this. Mary Keneally. And I've really enjoyed book 1 most of all. We have book 1 is Forged in Love. Book 2 is The Laws of Attraction. And book 3 is Marshalling Her Heart. Now, I do feel like the women's suffrage movement is in here quite a bit much sometimes for me, because it's like overdone. The more you read, you're like, okay, we've heard a lot about this throughout the series, but I still really enjoy the characters and the storyline in general. But book 1's still my ultimate favorite one out of this. I didn't notice it much in here. I think I connected mostly with Mariah and her family and Clint in this series. But like, there are marriages that may happen quickly, and then they are focusing on either family or for the rest of the story, or like the Deadeye gang that's trying to like rob people and, you know, kidnap and all that stuff. Yeah, this is one where they have the marriages happen pretty quickly, and for the rest of the story, you see, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember about book 3, but I know the others, seems like the first 2 did have pretty quick marriages, or maybe it was the other way around, I can't remember. Book 1 definitely, did it? I don't know. They happened pretty quick for me. Like, I can't remember it being like, okay, so it's over with, now we're going on to something else. That wasn't like the main plot, if that makes sense. Because the main plot of this was all about the Deadeye gang and trying to figure all this stuff out, who they was, you know. So yeah, I love these covers, and I did like the characters, so my Western era. Okay. Other one that really stands out among the crowd is the Juliet Code, not Juliet Code, I'm saying the Mistletoe Countess, the Cairo Curse, and the Juliet Code. So this is all Freddie and Grace in this series. So while the others have like different romance characters in the Mary Keneally book series, in this we're always following Freddie and Grace. And in the first book, what was that?
I found this.
Honey, I'm not talking to you. Siri, you play too much.
I found this on the web for We Are Always Following Freddie and Grace, and in the first. Check it out.
I can't make this up. Okay, no. Okay, where was that? Okay, what am I doing? I am losing it. Maybe I just need to stick this video tonight. But all these are the questions. Come on, go on, man, go. Okay, so that's taking me out. Anyway, so yeah, the Mistletoe Countess. The Mistletoe I cannot stop thinking about that. The Mistletoe Countess, they get married, and they're really like learning how to be married, and they really care for each other, all that stuff. And I really like that aspect of it, and it seems pretty early, and they are on their like just trying to figure out how to be married together as a couple. And then in here, they are both together solving mysteries. So, yeah, for the most part, definitely they're married in these 2 books because they're solving mysteries together. And then in this one, they're getting married. So, was I clear? I hope so. I think so. Whew, my brain. Okay, question number, before Siri played too much. Let's see. Question number 6. Away in a manger, set on a farm, including farm animals. So, I had to go for this one. I talked about this recently. By Way of the Moonlight by Elizabeth Musser. This is one of my favorite books last year. It's mostly a historical women's fiction story. It does have some romance it's like a side story, but that's not the main plot. But either way, I had a lot of emotions reading this. It was very emotional for me. Very historically driven, so just want to mention that. But it's Christian, great faith content. We had equine therapy with horses. Because our main girl in here, Allie, she is a physical therapist, and she's always wanted to make her grandparents' 10-acre estate into like a trauma recovery center for people using equine therapy. It was like a dream her grandmother had. Her grandmother was Nana Dale. And so her grandmother had passed away. The will is read, and the property has been sold to a developer, and there's all this stuff going on there. Decades earlier, because it was a dual timeline, which I like the old timeline a lot better than the current. I didn't connect as much with Allie, but I still really enjoyed her character and stuff. But like, I love Nana Dale's story in this, but she's very headstrong, and she is, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the Great Depression here with World War II, and a lot of details with horses and stuff in her past. And I feel like if you love horses, you're gonna like this book. That's my pick for that prompt. I have question number 7. I'll Be Home for Christmas, a character trying to get home. And I ended up picking up the Stephanie Lansom in a Far Off Land because at the very beginning of this, our main character is all about trying to hurry up in Hollywood as she ran away from home, and her ultimate goal is to get money to go back home. And she wavers on how she's going to be able to do that throughout the whole time. I think she always has wanted to go home. All of these traumatic things start to happen where she doesn't feel like she can go home. It's a prodigal daughter story. I recently talked about this in my November wrap up. If you haven't seen that, I will link that down below. But I love this story. It's very, very impactful. So I picked this one because at the very beginning, her whole intention is to try to get home at some point back to her family. Question number 8, We Three Kings, features 3 main characters, like a trio. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I got nothing except Harry Potter, the Golden Trio, okay? That's all I got. And I've not been into Harry Potter as much as I used to be, but it's like nostalgia more than anything. But that's why we're doing like the daily Advent stuff for fun. I've still not finished reading the series. I think I need to read book 5 and 6. And at some point, I probably will. But I couldn't think of anything. I mean, I racked my brain. I'm sure there's something. Sure, but every time I come up with one, it was either a duo or like more than 3, and I'm like, man, what about Wistress? I can't remember. Well, could we say there was a trio in there, like Runt and Mirth and Bastian? I don't know. What can we say? I feel like there was a trio in here at some point. We'll just say that. I can't. Number 9 is 12 Days of Christmas, a book with 12 letters in the title. And I did find something on this. I couldn't believe it, honey. Let me just say, I was like, what? So it took me a minute, but I found, I brought this one out because it's book 2 and I just love the cover, so I have to show y'all. This will be in a book haul, so why am I showing you? But I decided to pick it because I just love it. How Sweet It Is. And this is book 1 in a Deep Haven novel series. And this is published by Sunrise Publishing. Susan May Warren, I think, is over that, I want to say, or involved with that. And so these are like an indie publisher, I will call it. I think. I'm probably saying that wrong, but these just look like such great stories. We got Andrea Christensen and Rachel Russell. Love this cover so much. This one just recently came out. And then this one was book 1, so I feel like if I read this series, I need to start with book 1. So I got this from their website. I ordered it. So, super cute. I think these are Christian contemporary romances, or at least clean romances, if not. So, yeah, this is the Fox Family series. I think book 3 comes out next year. I don't remember the author, though. So, yeah. And then we have got question number 10 is set in wintertime. Actually, what am I saying? That's not the prompt. I wrote that backwards, by the way. I knew I'd say that in this video. It's in the bleak midwinter, a book set in wintertime, okay? And so I ended up picking up this one that I have not read. I can't move. That's what I get for eating right before this video. I'm like, okay. But Patty Callahan, Once Upon a Wardrobe, y'all. This is a recent haul. I don't think I've told y'all about it. But it is very Narnia inspired, and a lot of people have loved this book. So yeah, it did say, the reason I picked it is because it said it was in December of I want to say it was December, yeah, 1950. So yeah, super cute cover. I love this. Let me know if you've read this. Some of y'all have recommended this to me, so I'm dying to read this for sure. But I probably need to finish Narnia first, even though I've read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I probably need to finish that first before I even get to that. But number 11 is Blue Christmas, a book that has like blue on the cover. And Holly had said, hey, try to find one that has like mostly blue on the cover. And I could have went. We could have went, okay, with this one. By the way of moonlight, or by way of the moonlight. I could have went with this, but I am picking this one. Another one that I have not read. I'm trying to like show some of the books I haven't read, right? In these tags. Kristen Hanna, A Winter Garden. I have several of her books on my shelves. A lot of y'all have enjoyed her books and say they're pretty clean, or very impactful, emotional type reads I know nothing about, so it may not be clean. Don't take my word for it. But she's the author of The Nightingale and just so many like powerful stories. So wrote like The Great Alone that's set in Alaska. I really liked that. It had some heavy topics, but I did really like that story. And so this one I've not read. So I've got several hundred books on my shelves. At some point I'll try to get to them, but yeah, I picked this because it mostly had the blue and then it wraps around the back. You can see mostly blue. So yeah. And
Seriously? I can't with this video.
alright, so question number 12. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A plot with bullying. And I did pull out, where'd that go?
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There you go.
And so I did pull out Focused by Allison Gerber. This is a book that I just felt really seen in personally as a younger Amanda. But this had a girl that has ADHD, and she's like going through the diagnosis of it and all the doctor's appointments and the struggles in school, and this experiences some bullying in this one. And this is a middle grade that I read for middle grade March, and I loved it. So I don't read a ton of middle grade. I usually save my middle grade for middle grade March. But this was one I really loved this year. It was so good. And you really got to see that true process of her going through her diagnosis and figuring everything out of how she's going to try to accommodate what she needs, or how people are going to help her accommodate her needs, I should say. So, yeah, that one. And then we had question number 13 is Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, a portrayal of the spiritual world. Now, Holly had This Present Darkness by Frank Peretti. I want to read that so bad, y'all. I'm going to read it next year. I'm definitely going to read it. But for me, since I ain't read that one, I pulled out The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. Okay, so many tabs. One of my favorites. Okay, and there is a moment where Roman Velasco, he experiences some spiritual warfare in this, and it was very impactful for me. I was crying with that. We love the tab. ASMR. But I just definitely wow, it was so impactful. Those scenes, and it's not a lot, but it was definitely spiritual warfare he was going through during that time, and very, very impactful and emotional. So what else do you expect from Francine? But we love a good Francine. So, and then we've got question number 14. It's the most wonderful time of the year, a story that manipulates time. I need y'all's time travel book recs. That's what I'm saying right now, because all I got, other than my old Outlander books that I don't have on my shelf no more, is, well, there goes that book. It's the Gabrielle Meyer series that I've like raved about all year. So like, why is it in here again? But like, that's all I got. So When the Day Comes and In This Moment, Timeless series, so good. Top books of the year. So yeah, just like, I've not read like hardly any time travel. I think that's it, honestly. Like, I was like, I don't even know if I've read another time travel. My mind is like, I can't remember. So let me know some of your time travel recommendation books down below in the comments. And then the final question is Carol of the Bells, plot where music is a key element. And so for me, I ended up with,
What did I end up with? Where did I go?
that's what I ended up with. Okay. See, I told y'all I had too many books sitting out here. So I grabbed Love and a Little White Lie and then Love and the Silver Lining. Was it really much? Yeah, there was. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Band. There's like rock band type. Is it rock band? Am I saying that right? There's a band. I don't know if it's a rock band at this point, but there's a music band in both of these books. These are Christian contemporary romances. They are wonderful. Some of my favorites of all time, especially Love and a Little White Lie. But I mean, I did really like book 2 as well. Like, oh, these are just some hidden gems. Book 3 was not my favorite. It's actually in my Pango store because I unhauled it. I said I wasn't going to, but these are really my favorites. So good. Okay, some people like book 3. I'm not saying shade on it, but it just wasn't for me. So book 1 and 2, yeah, and they have a lot of like band information and stuff in it, like just the in and outs of being in a band and the struggles and friendships and relationships and drama and all that involved. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for me on this video. Okay, I'm not going to tag anybody, but I want y'all to do this. Okay, Holly did such a great job with this tag. I loved it so much. It was so great. It was such a great tag to like I said, think outside the box with your books and all the good things. So yeah, please do this tag if you want to. If you need a video for Christmas, Vlogmas, whatever you're doing on your channel, please do this tag. I will leave the prompts down below in her video and all the good things there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video. Bye, y'all.